Gulf Skater hits me and says, you keep saying Napier's on the hot seat, but how many wins does he need to save his job this season, especially with that schedule? I haven't talked at all about a hot seat. I have talked about other people putting him on it. Maybe that's what you're referring to. We don't even really do hot seat talk on the show. I am mentioning his name when I talk about other hot seat lists that I've seen, because I've seen his name on them. So what does he need to do this year? Well, number one, not worry about the hot seat. And number two, he needs to stick to his plan. So it's a funny thing, when we went down to Florida this spring, I'm talking about as detailed a look at a program as I've ever gotten. And all of these places are great to us, but there is no program that went above and beyond to just totally lift the hood and let you see the guts of the program like Billy did when we went down to Florida this year. So what they need to do is they need to stick to their plan, to which a lot of your responses will be, what plan? What plan? They've been bad the first 2 years. What plan? Well, that's where the rubber meets the road. That's the beauty of this. There's no panic down there. There's not been any panic inside Florida. They've made some staff modifications. They've made pretty good headway on the recruiting trail. But my point is, the demeanor is like if you're driving towards the edge of a cliff and you look over at the driver's seat, you expect the guy to be freaked out, and the guy's like, yeah, I see the cliff. We'll be fine. That's basically Billy Napier when he talks about hot seat. He talks about how tough the schedule is going to be this year. He's got total confidence in what he's doing. That's not a guarantee it's going to work, by the way. I'm not guaranteeing you it's going to work, but I am guaranteeing you that guy's really smart. The guy's really cerebral. He knows how to win, and they've got a plan that they fully trust down there. And it's not just Napier. It extends beyond inside the entire building, the administration. There's full buy-in. It's a massive infrastructure down there. They've greatly upgraded not only manpower and personnel, but they've also upgraded facility-wise, and that's well and good, but a lot of folks have done that. A lot of places look immaculate. I know, I go to all of them. A lot of them look immaculate. A lot of them got really good people in the building. There's some good people that get fired every year because they don't win enough. There are good people where you work that probably will get fired this year because they don't do good enough. So there are a lot of good people at Florida. Got to get the job done. The question that I got asked was, what does he need to do? A lot of folks think that means he's got to win 7 games or 8 games, or there's some magic number. I just don't see it that way, and that could be the case. Maybe internally down there, there's some number. There's some benchmark he's got to hit. I just have trouble seeing them go 7-5 with 5 losses by 1 possession and thinking, knowing this schedule that they're playing, that someone says, oh, that's not good enough. Also knowing the exact caliber of play in another conference would probably have won them 10 games. That's not the kind of coach you punt on. That's not the kind you move away from. Decision-making's got to be better down there. Special teams, that's the one thing. When we did the show with him, we had Billy Napier on the show. I asked him about special teams in last year. And he said, if you take away some bad moments, our numbers were very good. That doesn't always work on special teams because you don't have as many special teams plays as you do offense and defense. So, there may be 2 busted coverages, but otherwise, pass defense played rock solid. Maybe that doesn't cost you the game. You got 2 or 3 special teams gaffes and big moments, that implodes your season. So they got to be better there. And that's still up in the air because there was some of the fan base down there that wanted him to make moves more definitively on that front, and he didn't necessarily acquiesce to their wants. Now, what I'm not going to do is question how Billy Napier is running his program. What I am going to do is sit over here and say, let's see how it works out, which is one of my most popular phrases in August. Let's see how it works out. I will afford everyone the opportunity to prove whether their way works out or not. That's what Meemaw said. That's what God made August for.